Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to another Solution Sunday, because being the soul you are is the solution to every problem. Today, I am Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing, now in its 10th anniversary edition, available on Amazon. And today, I am here with my friend, Eve V. Landon. Eve's original name is Yvette, but she has gone through a massive personal transformation and has now come to be Eve. And we're going to talk all about her personal transformation today and what happens when you learn to stand in your own power and the positive vibes that show up when we're standing as who we truly are. Eve, welcome.
Oh, blessings. Is an honor to be here. And thank you for such a beautiful introduction, Lisa. Always a pleasure to be present in the moment and knowing that gratitude sometimes speaks for itself. Grateful to be here. And I'm just going to jump right in and say, life is good.
Yay,
Life
we
is
love
so good.
that. You know, when I first met you, that wasn't really your story, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Do you want to share a little bit about your story?
Yeah, I'm going to share about my story. Well, back in 2016, around November, around this similar time, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, carcinoma, I think it was. And I didn't have a clue what that meant. But the word cancer itself scared me to death.
Okay.
And as I went through the process of the, biopsy and going to medical appointments here, medical appointments there, opinion of doctors, the fear within me became greater and greater and greater. And I was totally surrendered my power over to these doctors because I felt that they had the answer to fix me. I wasn't aware, I didn't have a clue mentally that my solution to what they call cancer was that I had to look within me. So as the doctors continue to write out a plan of treatment to get rid of so-called cancer cells, I submitted, and one day I just woke up saying something's not right. Something is just not right. And I didn't want to continue the treatments. And the next treatment that I went to, I told the doctor I was no longer coming back. And they were telling me, oh, I was feeling very sick from the treatment, like flu symptoms, very weak. Like I just, my body was like really, really weak. And I said, this is not why. This is not healing me. This is killing me. And that was one of my reasons for going against medical advice. And that happened. And then through that process of not knowing cancer or going through the process of healing or whatever, I met Lisa. And then Lisa told me, well, she asked me, how do I feel? And I says, well, I feel like I'm not gonna die. And I felt like their approach was like very barbaric. And so right there, when I had to go back to my oncologist, I told her I'm not doing no more of the treatments, and I'm okay. So immediately right there, I had just taken my power back by telling the doctor, I don't believe in what you're doing to me. It's going to heal me. And that's where my journey began. And I started, taking care of myself. believing a little more in myself. It's like that fear had kind of like just went away. And I started changing my eating habits. I started changing my lifestyle in general. And as I kept learning that it wasn't the the solution to my condition wasn't what these doctors were offering me. I gained more confidence in my body, and I realized that my body was my friend. And I'm so grateful for that. And I realized that it was an imbalance. I had suffered for many years as I was been growing up as a teenager in depression, anxiety, uncertainty, and I guess that's the way the body was letting me know it was time for change. And I embraced it, that changed, and I started doing some work. But it wasn't like work, like going to work 9 to 5. I started doing some inner work, some internal work of inventory of how I've been thinking, how I've been living, and what was I allowing in my life. I was allowing people to dictate to me how was I supposed to live, or what I needed to do, what kind of decisions I needed to take. And when I took that power back, it was the game changer for me. Everything totally changed. And since then, I can honestly say I've been cancer free going on 8 years. And every time I go and get a mammogram, they keep saying, "Oh, we see something." And I say, "Yeah, I will see something too, because it's just scar tissue. I don't have anything that you people want to say I have." Because I speak it into my body, and I speak it into existence, and I manifest radiant health on a daily basis. So if I'm a divine being, I have a perfect body. I have a perfect soul. And it's been proven every time they take the mammogram, they can't see anything anymore. They might see scar tissue because they did remove the I had a lumpectomy, but it's all scar tissue. Mm-hmm. Because when they recheck me with the sonogram or whatever it is that they have, they don't see anything. So I'm truly grateful for that. And the process of changing the way I see the world now, I see it totally different. It's like breaking out of an illusion that not everything I see with my eyes is the reality of life. It's an inner work thing. Sometimes we are more spirit than physical. We are more soul than life itself, you know. And when I got in touch with that, everything in my life started changing. People that meant me harm were just shedding away from my life without me having to say anything to them. And the people that I needed to come into my life came in effortlessly. And it's been a beautiful journey to this day. I just recently had the most beautiful experience of meeting someone at an event that I went to. And it was so funny how it happened, because I already knew walking my way to the event that I had a kind of like an assignment, or I needed to learn something. So I'm in the event and I'm sitting down in one of the tables, and I was eating something. And then these two young ladies, more or less my age, they came in and they sat in the table that I was sitting in. And so they introduced themselves, they say hi. And I also say hi to them. And, small talk. And then they began, talking about moving to another table. And they left to the other table. But inside of me, there was like such a reassurance that they were coming back. So there goes that intuition, right? And I love it. It's like beyond me. And this is what makes me be of joy in life. Like, it just talking about the enthusiasm. Like every day I wake up, Lisa, well, with this excitement of a child when they're gonna open their Christmas gifts. And this is my daily life now.
Yay.
This is something daily. It's not just because I speak it, I live it, right? So getting back to the story, so, you know, they over there at the other table and they come back and they sat down again. And I said to them, oh, what happened to the other table? Oh, no, we decided to come back because, you know, when the other people come in, because the other side was reserved and this side wasn't reserved, when they show up, we ain't going to have a table. So we decided to stay here. And I'm saying, yeah, I know. So yeah, they came back and I opened the conversation and I said, it's a very nice event. It was an event of a competition of pateles. It's a Puerto Rican traditional plate. And I happened to be one of the participants. And, you know, getting into small talking, I mentioned that I was a breast cancer survivor. And, you know, it so happened that one of the ladies was experiencing liver cancer. And she had just 2 weeks ago had stopped treatment because these were her exact words. I stopped treatment because I realized these doctors are killing people. And that right there, that statement that she made was my confirmation that that was my assignment to speak to her and to tell her a little bit of my journey and my process and hope and give her hope. And then I told her, you know what? It's so funny that you came back to sit here because it was meant for me to speak with you.
Mm.
We were supposed to meet. And she says, yes, I feel that too. And then as I kept speaking with her, she became all ears. And when I told her, you know what, you're gonna heal because you manifested this conversation by you just wanting to live. You made this conversation happen. And she says, how did I make that happen? I says, because you had the will to say no to treatment, the courage to turn away and know that there's a better way for you. And we exchanged numbers. I mentioned Lisa, and I told her about her beautiful 2 books, Simplicity of Self-Healing, and the other one I don't remember, but I know you wrote 2 books.
The second version, the newer version.
The second version, yeah. Which
I
haven't still got. So yeah, to you know, wrap it all up, it's like she called me, I called her. I got reconnected with Lisa. And I even, you know, because it is about boundaries too. I wanted to ask her if it was okay to provide her with her number. And she said yes. So from then, I haven't spoken to her. So I'm hoping that she's come through and but she would like to have coffee and continue having conversations with me. She said one of the things that attracted her to me is how I'm so joyous and I am so energized and like I emanate energy. And that's kind of like what made it happen that I met her in it. So I am grateful for the process, you know. I always say the universe has this way of saying you're on the right path. And that was my confirmation that the work that I had done and that I need to continue to do, it's really helping others to hold on to hope and transformation. There is hope for transformation and for more life. And I like to be called Eve because if you look up the word Eve means life. I woke up to what's really life.
Yes.
The inner life, not the outside life.
Right? It's
That's
amazing when we look at how our lives, just as our lives as humanity, are really pre-scripted. There's a pathway that is already set up for all of us, no matter what country we live in. There's basically the same path. When you get to be 5 years old, then you get sent off to school, and you're in school from the time you're 5 until you're 18, and then you go to college or not, but then wherever that break is, then you go into the workforce, and we have to work to earn our living until we're 60, 65. Then we retire, and then we live on the pension, whatever little pittance is that the government's going to give us. And when we kind of start, like, really step back and we start to look, it's like, whose life are we living? We're living somebody else's idea of our lives. And
Yes.
we just think that that's normal, because that's what everybody does. But we are as humanity, we are so downtrodden. There's so much depression, so much dis-ease. And we start to wonder, like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? What's wrong with my body? And then we start to look back, we step ourselves back and go, wait a second, whose life am I living? I don't even know who I am anymore. And then it kind of takes these moments of, like, oh my gosh, I have cancer or whatever that is, to kind of wake us up out of our complacency. That was my story as well. All of a sudden, finding myself facing cancer, and I realized, wait a second, this is not the story that I want to live out. Like,
Right.
how did I get here? Like, I'm not living my soul's purpose. I'm not living a life that I love. I'm pretty miserable, as a matter of fact. And I realized that if I wasn't so miserable, my health would be a whole lot better. And I started to realize, like, I need to do some inner work. The healing is going to come from inside. And I knew that I could be the master of my own molecules, that my body would respond to me because it's my body. And the more inner work I did, the more I started to realize, like, wait a second, what they're telling us isn't necessarily true.
Right.
And all the answers come from within.
Oh,
And
yeah.
this is what I'm seeing you say as well. Same
Yeah.
basic story of, like, wow, I could take my
Yeah.
power back. I don't have to live somebody else's pre-scripted patterns.
Yeah, that's what happened when I decided not to go through the treatment. They sent me to a psychiatrist. They thought I flipped. They thought I
There's,
lost it.
right? There was definitely something wrong with you if you're not following the
Yeah.
pre-paved
And
path.
I remember I seen the psychologist. She asked me, was I afraid to die? And I told her, one day, like, we all have expiration dates, right? But I might die, but I'm not dying of cancer. And when I told her that, she kind of like put her head down. And I was like, because I'm not going anywhere. There's still a lot of life in me. And I've proven them wrong. They were all saying I wasn't going to make it no longer than 5 years. I think it's been 3 more years added to my life, and many more since
Right?
I changed, and also I believe that words are spells, just because they were speaking that towards my life didn't mean I have to take it in and let it be my truth. So when I said, no, this is not my truth, I want to live as long as my soul allows me to be here on earth and to make a change. It's been different. You know, I've noticed also in the water that when I drink water, if I speak into that water, and I drink it, I'm actually changing what's going into my body becomes a radiant health issue. It becomes like healing to my cells, you know, because as we speak, the body is listening, the cells are listening, you know, my arteries, everything is listening, you know. But if I'm gonna say, oh my goodness, I'm dying, oh, there's no hope for me, I'm never gonna get back, then hey, your cells are listening.
Yes.
So you have to speak life into you. And it's even spoken in scriptures and books everywhere. Yeah. It's how we're thinking, how I was thinking, you know. I'm so grateful that the affirmation has become a major part of my life. I love affirmations, you know, and allowing me to process emotional baggage through my body in order to heal. Yes. If I didn't allow those pains that went through my body, I realized that those pains that I was having, and I have journals, I write, I'm a writer. Everything I go through, I'm writing it. So about 2 weeks ago, I had an experience that I had like a pain in my groin, in the inner thigh of my groin. And I'm like saying, oh, there it is, the mind allowing me to heal. And it was so painful. And I immediately knew what to do. I honored my body. I honored the area that it was hurting so much. I reassured myself that I was healed and that I was safe because it was a trauma that I had went through from a very young age. I went through a sexual trauma. And in order for me to heal, I went through that painful grind in the inner thigh. That's how it was coming out.
Yes, the body expressing the wound.
The wound.
Because we repress our wounds. Like we don't want to think about it. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to share about it. So then the wounds get repressed in our bodies. And anything that is repressed in our bodies, the body has to, at some point, get rid of it. It has to express the wound. So when the body expresses the wound, the pre-paved script for that is, oh my gosh, there's something terribly wrong with my body. I have some terrible disease. My body's trying to kill me. But this is not what's happening, is it?
It didn't happen. And I be honest with you, I kind of like got concerned because the grind was kind of like very swollen and very painful. But as I kept honoring the pain and writing, it was because of this, it was because of that. Is how I felt so violated, how I felt, you know, the loss of control that was taken from me, was stripping from me. But now I'm not there. And I kept writing and I kept speaking to my body and I kept nurturing that area. The grind and the lumps that I had went completely away. Beautiful. It was like, it was the time and the space that the universe allowed me to hear from.
Isn't it amazing
It
how
is.
when we don't go into fear, because it would have been very easy for you to just go into fear, and then the pre-paved pathway is, oh no, I have fear. I better go to somebody else to find out what's wrong with me. And then they're going to write a prescription. They're going to prescribe, pre-write the pathway that I'm going to take that's supposed to heal me. But we are each individuals and we can prescribe our own pathway. We can write the outcome before we ever get to the outcome. So you were scribing, you were writing the process of healing. You were writing your own outcome. And look at how quickly that turned around and you experienced the outcome that you were writing.
Yeah,
How amazing is that?
it's amazing. I wouldn't do it any other way. I mean, and I remember going through your course when it says honor your pain. Pain is healing. And I realized that, oh, where's the notebook? Where's the pen?
Right?
I got to write. And let me tell you, it was painful those 2 weeks. But even when I experienced the first pain, I went to a Puerto Rican play. It was even with the pain, my leg was hurting like crazy, but I said, no, I'm gonna get dressed, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna have fun. When I came back, the pain was still there. I said, okay, I'll take Tylenol or whatever. I'll try to take something to relieve the shock of the pain or whatever. But I kept, putting pads, and then I started realizing, I said, this definitely is a sign that I'm healing from some really old trauma. And I'm so grateful. And my confidence. I go out on dates, but my confidence is like, when I'm walking, even people can tell, oh, this lady, look at her, she's like a queen. She walks with that confidence, and I feel it. It's not so much I feel it, I'm walking, I'm embodying it. So when I'm approached by something, let's say, not so nice or an obstacle, I'm very confident. It's just an illusion. And I don't have to make that a part of my life for the moment. I can just move away from that. I can choose whether I want to entertain a low frequent paradigm, or and my body doesn't allow it. Now I feel like I don't know, the frequency goes like you said, the record, right? The melody of the record. But if there's one bad note, melody and the balance is off. So that's how I perceive now as I go through my life. Whatever I feel that's out of balance, I move away from it gracefully without having to be rude and having been disrespectful. I just gracefully move away, and I find my tribe and I find my space. I honor my space. And I think now I'm going private. This is something that I've manifested in my life. I'm going to be going private with chair yoga for the elderly, which is something that also helps me because I suffer from lower back pains. And I'm going private. So I just finished writing out my proposal letter, which I'll be submitting soon.
Congratulations.
And yeah, and I have a little sales going on, little sale here and there for the holidays. And financially, I haven't had any issues. It seems like once I decided to take my power back, and everything's changed. Everything's changed. The way I go and see a physician, no, you can't talk to me a certain way. This is my body. I make the decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but we feel that you need that. No, I know what I need. And they they don't like my approach. They really don't like it. But it's okay. You know, I've learned to be that way.
Mhm.
You know, and I recommend whoever's listening to this to feel free to do it as well. You know, you have the power to say no. You know, and that's one of the things that this society, right, beats us and oppresses us to you know, you got to follow through whatever the doctor says. You know, they study. You know, hey, your body is your best friend. Your
Yes.
body will let you know exactly what you need to do. You know, and it's okay to tell the doctor no. You're
Yeah,
not going to give me no hypertension medicine.
my goodness. Yeah,
Yeah.
our bodies are connected directly to the divine, connected directly to source intelligence, and our bodies are extremely intelligent. But we've never been taught that when we repress our emotions, that they get stuck in our bodies. And at
Yes.
some point, the body has to express it. It has to get rid of. That's what to express means, to get rid of, to share, to disseminate, to dissipate, sharing that, getting it out so that it's not repressed. And,
Yeah.
doctors have never been taught that. They just have
No.
been taught, here, there's something wrong with your body. And here's the prescribed path. This is what is approved of as the path to healing. So you need to take the approved of pathway.
Exactly.
Actually,
That's what
when
they do. That's how they make the money.
absolutely, yes.
They
Yeah,
gotta keep they gotta keep the hamster wheel going.
exactly.
You know. Also, we're gonna give you another appointment because we gotta follow through and da 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 da. And I broke that. I broke that cycle. I told her, look, I don't need no hypertension medicine. I don't need no diabetics medicine. Oh, but you know, your mother was diabetic, your father, that doesn't mean I'm not going down that path.
Right?
And
Exactly.
I'm so grateful. I don't need to take nothing. I don't take no hypertension, no diabetes, nothing other than to watch my weight and eat right
Mhm.
and get the proper sleep that my body might need.
Yeah,
Other than that, you know, I'm good to go,
yeah.
you know.
You know
Uh,
how to keep your emotions in balance. You know how to keep your energy as yours and not give it away anymore.
allow people to take it because I'm one of the things that I'm learning is that some people like to live off your energy. And
Absolutely.
we call them those vampire and you know, emotional vampires. So I'm learned that once somebody is too close to me because they want to feed off of me, I immediately gracefully move away. I create some type of healthy distance, and that's where the boundaries come in. I never knew what boundaries were, but I know now, and I use them. I
Yeah.
don't use them because I'm rejecting you. I'm not using it because I want you to feel bad. I'm using it to protect my energy because I need it just as much as you pulling away my energy. So for me not to deplete from the energy that I need on a daily basis, I have to set boundaries. And those boundaries is to protect my energy
Yes.
and my quantum field as well. Because what am I allowing on the outside that eventually will take a toll on me on the inner? So being balanced is being mindful and aware that it's not so much who you're interacting with, it's also the outside quantum field.
Yes, exactly. We've never
That
been, as humanity, we've never been taught about energy, and that we each have our own personal energy, and
yes.
that The external society is designed to take our energy, because as long as our energy is being siphoned off, then we're powerless. We are less our personal power. And as long as there are cords that are draining that energy, then we start to feel smaller, we start to feel less than. And it's very easy to control humans who are feeling less than and feeling powerless and just are following the pre-paved path. But once we learn how to take our power back, how to set up our own boundaries and recognize, hey, this doesn't feel right. Like, wait a second, let me take my power back here and let me tune in and let me listen to my body, which is directly connected to source, and let me source my energy and my health, my healing, my information from a higher power, from inside. And it really starts to change everything. And we start to realize that I don't have to live the way the society tells me I need to live. There's a completely different way. I'm here to express my unique soul's light. And when we start to take our power back, we start to realize, hey, I have a lot of things that I can share.
Yeah. And I realize I'm a creator. Um, I am my co-creator. I can create things, maybe not some of them instantly, some of them a little further down, but I realize I can create. Not only I'm talented in singing, I do handcrafts, I paint, I bake, I cook. There's things that I put my energy to, and I can see the inner beauty in me. And I'm saying, wow, I've been hiding this for so long. Look at the beauty, look at the talent, look at the, I can't wait to discover more. It's like a whole new discovery. It's like a whole new world. You know, even sometimes when I'm driving to a destination or just to a supermarket, I'm having all these angel experience.
Ah.
333, 111, 222. And I'm like, oh, they really having a party with me today. And I'm loving it. And it's like, wow, amazing. It's like whoever doesn't understand this will definitely diagnose it as crazy. But call me crazy. I wouldn't change this for nothing in the world. This is the best thing that ever happened to me. And I have found my purpose. I know that it is to bring positivity, to walk in positivity, and to give hope, and have it available whenever it's needed. Like I met this person and it was handed to her with love and joy. You know, I gave it to her with love, joy, and she embraced it. You know, I can't wait to see her process of transformation. It's amazing. And I think that's how we literally change the world one by one, because the work comes from within. It's nothing on the outside that's gonna save me.
Exactly.
Or that's gonna change me. It's to continue to look within. And as you quiet down the mind, the answers will come. I'm learning. I don't need to be anxious. I don't need to struggle. I don't need to push. The answers will come when they need it. Just knowing that the intellectual mind knows the process, I can easily rest assured that everything I need will be granted and given at its due time. Before, I used to feel like I had to work harder, I had to love harder, I had to do everything harder than, and now all I gotta do is be me.
Yes.
That is my biggest game changer. All I have to be is stay in the now, learn to relax, to trust the process, because the universe will never mislead you, never mislead you. And just relax, learn to relax, and everything is happening for my greater good. So instead of being a hostage to my own ego, I'm learning I could be a host to God.
I love that. I love
I
that.
could be his host. I can actually be of servant in my own authenticity, in my own true self. I don't have to be anything else.
Exactly. And we can't be anything else. I mean, we can pretend to be something that we are not, and that's when we suffer.
Yeah.
When we just be a citizen of the world and do what's expected of us as citizens of the world, workers, and that's not why we're here. We are all part of God, source, universe, prime creator, whatever word we want to use, but that living life force energy that is all intelligent, that is the basis of all life, is expressing itself through us. We are that unique aspect of creator. And this is why we are all creators, just like you're saying. When I allow that to be the open vessel instead of living in my ego, when I start to open that up and allow source intelligence to flow through, I can trust source 100%. I know that what's going to come through is beautiful. I know that I will be provided for. I know that all of the synchronicities, I will be guided to be where I'm meant to be in the right moment, and the right people will show up, and it's literally effortless, and it's joyful, and it's fun, and it's easy, and it's completely the opposite of what we've been taught.
Yes. That's the game changer. That's for me. Like I live New York City, where everybody's saying you gotta get out of New York City, run out of New York City. And I'm like, listen, if I'm gonna listen to everything that the media is saying, that the neighbor is saying, that's gonna take me out of balance. I'm in the process of relocating, and I know eventually it's gonna happen, but I'm not gonna create anxiety. I don't wanna live in that paradigm. I don't wanna live with me having to put an extra effort that is not needed because the universe is already taking care of me. What more can I ask that I'm cancer free? I'm grateful. I live out of gratitude each and every day, and everyone that sees me in my neighborhood, they look at me and says, wow, you've done such a great change in you. You lost so weight. You look great. It's like you're turning back the clock. Instead of getting older, you're looking younger. And I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
if you do what I do, and if you'll have the same results,
exactly.
and it's free. You don't have to pay anything. It's free. It's available to all of us. And this is why I say, when you have an awakened mind, you break out of that illusion of this world that, oh, you gotta have the turkey, or you gotta have the stuffing, or you gotta go to the parade. Can't miss the parade. No. Why do you just can't be who you are every day? You wake up, God granted you lung, He granted you breath in your lungs. We'd be grateful for that. Every day is a Thanksgiving day for me. It's not just one day. But
Yeah,
see, this is how the world is, right?
exactly. You
And
know,
this,
we're taught to be that we have these obligations, that we have to find a job and earn a living and struggle, and life is hard and life is short, and all of these things that we've been taught that really don't feel good, which is the key component in recognizing the illusion, that if it doesn't feel right, it's part of the illusion. So I love that you talk about stepping out of the illusion.
yes, thank you. I wanted to close, if it's okay with this. I said, yes, I am divinely protected every day in every way. Yes, I am. Yes, I am earthly, wealthy, and abundance. Yes, I am. Yes, I am loving all life, and I am all life loving me. Yes, I am. Yes, I am forgiving all life, and I am all life forgiving me. Yes, I am. Yes, I am forgiving all past lives, and I am all past lives forgiving me. Yes, I am invisible to all negative law enforcement. Yes, I am. Yes, I am only force. Yes, I am the only force surrounding me every day in every way. Yes, I am. Yes, I am the only force flowing in every part of my life. Yes, I am. Yes, I am magnetizing love, wisdom, and power in every cell within me. Yes, I am. Yes, I am realizing I I am realizing my divine destiny. Yes, I am. Yes, I am the only force taking domain over all men, women, children, world leaders, known and unknown, throughout the earth, inner earth, and beyond earth. Yes, I am.
That beautiful. Did you write that?
This is this is an affirmation that I do on a daily basis.
And you created that?
Affirmation. I didn't create it, but I found it and I made it mine, and I kind of like read it. Like it's my way of saying I forgive, I honor who I am now. Like namaste. It's like I honor my process, but I'm also forgiving my past because my past was part of me, but it's no longer serving me. So now I forgive myself. It's
Yes.
finding that forgiveness within me. And that allows me to continue to heal and be of hope to others as well.
Yes, absolutely. And when we start to forgive ourselves, we start to realize there's really nothing to forgive, that we were doing the very best we could in that moment, and that these were all just experiences that led us to finding out who we actually are. When we have these experiences that feel so negative and bad, we start to realize, wait a second, that didn't belong to me, that's not who I am, and
Yeah.
I get to rewrite my story. And instead of living that pre-scripted pathway that we all of humanity has been on, now we get to step out of that, and we get to start prescribing our own pathway, rewriting our script and writing a brand new script for ourselves to live.
Yeah.
It's really,
This is the part I love. Yes, I am magnetizing the love, the wisdom, and the power in every cell within me. Yes, I am. Yes, I am realizing my divine destiny. Yes, I am. I
that
love
is,
it.
that is so beautiful. I love it too.
This is where I'm at. And when I feel like a little derailed, I have this saying, with love to all and harm to none, I call my power back from every person, place, or thing, from every lifetime, galaxy, universe, dimension, and any other. I call my power back.
And how does that feel when you call your
Oh,
power back?
amazing. It's like, if I could describe it, it's like a bubble that kind of like got deflated and it just went and, and it inflated up again.
Yes, exactly. And
Yeah.
that's like, that describes the energy field, our personal aura so well. Because when we're giving our power away, we start to diminish and we start to feel smaller. And then when we call our power back, it's like, oh, there I am. That
Yeah.
feels better. I feel more full and fulfilled now. And I know that I'm supported because I can feel that. That's
Yeah. It's like a invisible halo.
yes.
Like, yeah. So I call it when I'm feeling like a little derailed, I call it back. So those are the and I write, I keep writing and write them. Sometimes I have to say it twice a day. Sometimes I don't have to say it at all, but when I need to, I call upon it. And
Yes.
I use them as my guiding tools.
Yes, there's
Yeah.
so much power in the written word. The act of writing something down brings our thoughts into physical form, and we
Yeah.
can start to see our thoughts, and we can start to re-script them. If our thoughts are negative, we can say, "Oh wow, I didn't realize I was even really thinking that. Oh, let me change that. Let me rewrite that sentence so that
Yeah.
I'm not sentencing myself to a destiny that I don't want to experience."
Right. And because words are power, right? We, as we speak, we are. As we speak, we create. As we speak, we we manifest, right? We, we manifest the way we speak in our thoughts. Sometimes I'm just thinking, and as I'm going through my day, I I see what I was just thinking, and I was like, oh, there I go again, manifesting. Oh, and I sometimes I gotta be careful with that
Yep.
because you don't want to create something you don't want, right?
Exactly.
Um, so I just realized I have it. It's there. It's to serve me a good purpose, but don't misuse it. Don't
Exactly.
misuse it. So when I do call my power back, I call it clear. I always say I call it back clean, clear, and recalibrated, belonging only to me. So moe it be, blessed be. And I just stay still and I let the process go through me. And that's how I live on a daily basis. I'm so grateful. Can't wait to integrate back into my yoga community, doing my little stretching and
Amazing. That's awesome.
yeah. I make them embrace themselves so they can, and I make them rock themselves so they can feel that self-love. They love it. The first time I did it, it was just a trial, and everybody was saying, oh, when is the next class? What time is it? I don't want to miss it. I was like, this is it. This is something that I can do, that I can give and receive at the same time. So
That's beautiful.
I found it. I found my niche. I found what makes me definitely click.
Oh, congratulations, Eve. That's so beautiful to hear. It's been so amazing watching you find your power. You were such a different person when I first met you.
Yeah.
And to kind of walk this path with you for a little while, and then I haven't seen you for a bit, and to see how far you've taken your own path and taken your power back, it's just so beautiful to see your unfoldment into the next version of who you truly are. It's beautiful. Thank you so
Thank you.
much for
Thank
sharing
you.
all of this with us this morning.
Yes, thank you for giving me the opportunity and the platform to be able to express it. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. And I know that you share a lot of really positive, reaffirming messages with your community on Facebook and Instagram. How can
Yeah.
people follow you?
Oh, well, I'm in Instagram as Eve Victoria London. It's EVE dot V as in Victor dot London. And right there, you can find my little profile where it says I'm a divine being having a human experience and love to share love with humanity.
I love that. It's so important to hear these little messages on a daily basis for people that lift up and, oh, right, I remember now. So thank you so much for providing this service for humanity, spreading positivity and empowerment. It's so important.
It is. It's changed my life, and I know that it's changing others as they plug in.
Yes. Yes,
When
this
they
is the
plug in.
time of the great shift of consciousness is here, where we start to all, as humanity, take our power back to see
Yeah.
where the systems of the world, the governments, the medical system, the religious systems, all of the educational systems have all been plugged into us and have been siphoning off our power for so long. As humanity, we have been very repressed for a very long time and oppressed for a long time. And as each one of us kind of disconnects from those systems and really calls our own power back, we start to see
Yeah.
that there are many, many, many other options than the ones that have been pre-written for us. So
Right.
it is beautiful to see
Absolutely.
this happen.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
It's been a journey, and I can't wait to see the other stuff that's coming. It's like I say, I wake up every day like a little child. It's gonna open Christmas tree. It's gonna open gifts. Christmas morning. I wake up with that enthusiasm. Like, what is going to happen today? That's gonna make me want this process more and write more and create more and do more, right? Because I ain't going nowhere. And guess what? I'm very difficult to get rid of.
we don't want to get rid of you. We want more,
No,
more positivity, more of this incredible energy.
this is why I say, these doctors were trying to get rid of me. And I said, oops, there was a different plan for me.
Right? Exactly. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So, I giving thanks, always giving thanks, and knowing that nothing that happens is by accident. Everything that's happening is with a purpose, for the better, for the better.
Exactly. Yes.
So with that, I think I'm pretty much done, and
Thank
namaste.
you so much. So if for everybody that's watching, if you'd like to get in touch with Eve, just check out the show notes. We'll have the links in there so you can follow Eve on
Yes.
Instagram. And
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing this amazing conversation with us today, Eve. It's been such a pleasure reconnecting with you.
Thank you. Same here. Always same here.
Yeah, so for everybody, again, my name is Lisa Warner. I am the author of The Simplicity of Self-Healing, and you can find me at connectingyoutoyou.com. So thank you for joining us today for another Soul-lution Sunday, because being the soul you are is the solution, just like Eve is doing. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week for another edition of Soul-lution Sunday. Bye for now.
Bye.